Hey, I'm Swati, a watercolor artist based out of Bangalore, India. I go by the handle Pindidoras on Instagram and I love to paint anything and everything about water in watercolors.
So in today's painting, I'm going to be using a watercolor set from Thoovi brand, and this is just the wave set. It has all these shades in it. We're going to be painting a boat on a calm surface of water. There'll be some reflection of the sky, some small waves or ripples happening. So let's see how that turns out. Also, this is a very affordable set, and the paper that I'm going to be using is handmade cotton paper, 300 GSM. This is just to show that you do not need a lot of professional or high-end supplies to get started with for anything. These are affordable and good artistic grade pigments which are available, so you can directly just use it and begin your watercolor journey. On the contrary, I'm using some of high grade Koizumi brush from Silver Brush, but this is just because I want to explore how I can use different brushes in my paintings. Okay, so this can easily be achieved with the synthetic brushes as well. I'll also be switching to other synthetic brushes as and when I go. So I've applied water completely. This is going to be a wet on wet technique, and these are all the colors that I have. So yeah, okay, starting with adding water. Okay, so I'm using some shades of blue for now to depict the sky. So for that I'm going to be using cerulean blue. You can see how pigmented and strong these pigments are. They are no less than any artistic grade, to be honest, and I already have a painting done from different brands on a similar concept, so you can compare as well and see that there is not much of difference with this brand. So you can very well just start your journey with this, and if needed then explore other pigments and other brands as well. So I'm good with this. Now for the sea part I'm going to be using phthalo blue and phthalo green to get a nice turquoise. And starting with here first. So what happens when I use these instead of using a direct turquoise green here, right? It just gives me difference in the shades one at a time. And of course I'm going to use the other turquoise green as well, but this is to show you the versatility of this. There are some of the other what do I say, there are other palettes also available. There are tubes also available from this brand which you can use. Okay, and for the top part I'm going to be using a darker shade like Persian blue, mix with the same one here, and before I proceed, I don't want to show more reflections in the water, so let me just lift off the paints at some certain places. I'm now taking directly the turquoise green. Is this turquoise green? Nope, this is indigo. Somehow I have swapped. So this is the turquoise green here. Okay. But I did want a darker shade, so let me mix that up. And it should completely dry for me to start the next step for it. But for now, I think this is good. For the boat, as well, I will be using the same indigo which is here and some green which reflects back. So a very lighter shade, so apply more of water, and with this going to be adding like a tint effect. Now with the tissue, so that the no paints or water can seep back in. I'm taking a smaller size brush, round brush, synthetic brush, and with this I'll be applying here to show the depth of this. Also, there is a line here which you can see, right? We'll come back to that later. Before, there is a beautiful yellow arc in this palette which I'll be using for the boat. These are just first layer that I'm adding, and now let me try to lift this as much as possible. See how easy it was to lift these paints as well. And this is actually a curve, right? So we need to show some 3D effect here, or else the painting will look very plain. I'll take darker shade of indigo, and okay. Next, same here as well. So in the edges, I'm going to apply a bit darker, and in the middle, I'll just blend them so that there are no harsh edges. Here as well, we need to add some of this phthalo green, which is getting reflected back. So I'll apply this very subtly. mostly dry, so I'm starting with the next section. For that, I'm going to take green, phthalo green, Persian blue, and make a very thick mixture. Within this also, it cannot be completely plain, so we are going to switch back to some Persian blue for contrast within, and a darker tone and make some variations here and there. Sheet and add here in the starting where the boat is meeting water. There is some other ship nearby which is docked or something like that, so I'm going to add a bit more. can use any thin brush or liner brush for adding these details. I switch back to synthetic brush for the darker tones and add some contrast in these as well. So observe that adding different concentration of pigments, the variation in these tonal values is what makes it completely different, or I would say realistic. So make sure to do that. And of course I'm going to be adding some splatters here. Okay, I'm going to switch back to a liner brush and going to take indigo in this. Okay, and now I'm going to start applying the rope which is tied to this. And also add the docking ropes. spreading this a bit here so that we get that 3D effect. Okay, I think it's good. For final touches, I'll be taking this white. Okay, so this is the final painting. See, with just some basic artistic but some of the less expensive supplies, I was able to paint this entirely. And share your thoughts on this, how it looks. And I just feel that this palette is very good for covering any of the seascapes. I would probably add a red shade into it for getting some of the contrasting colors, but of course it's as per your choice. You can add many colors as you want in these spaces given here, so that's also option is available. But overall, I feel for any of the sea based or any water based paintings, this is very good to get started with. Yep. So this was a very quick tutorial, and do not forget to like, share or subscribe the channel, and come back next time for more such videos. Bye bye.